You know, it's kind of sad, Barking Guy. I was doing some work at one of our transmitter sites, doing some cleanup work and stuff like that. And I had the radio on, and I'm holding up the virtual quote symbols with my fingers because all around that entire transmitter site, there's not a single radio. So the only radio that I had out there was in the truck, and I wasn't going to run the truck battery because that, to me, leads to dead batteries and calling service calls and stuff like that. So my radio, if I'm doing the quotes again, was my cellular telephone device. I opened up the KSVP app, and I listened to Joby call the baseball game Saturday morning between Artesia and Bloomfield. And I thought for a minute there we were going to come back and win that game. You know, I thought we had a chance to come back and win it, at least get one win in the tournament, but we just came up that one run short. So anyway, are we ready to welcome in the Barking Guy? How are you doing this morning?
It's fine. It's a beautiful day here in Artesia.
No question about it. And I got my bracket all completed out. This is the Sal Puentes bracket, by the way, not my NCAA bracket. Oh, I forgot to check. How did St. Peter's do yesterday? Did they?
I don't know.
That was the underdog of underdogs, 15 going up against a 1 or a 2. I think they did. Let's look at just real quick here, Barking Guy. Let's see. Looks like Duke advanced. So it was North Carolina 69, St. Peter's 49. So reality finally hit for St. Peter's, and Duke advanced. North Carolina advanced. That's the 8. Then Duke won the 2. They beat Arkansas, 78-69. How do you get Arkansas out of Arkansas? I never have understood that.
I think the river is Arkansas and the state is Arkansas.
I believe you're correct, but I still don't, anyway. And then the 2 beat the 5. Villanova beat Houston 50-44. And the number 1 seed, Kansas, beat Miami of Florida, the 10 seed, 76-50. So the final 4 is Duke and North Carolina, and that game will be played on Saturday. And then the number 1 versus the number 2, Kansas versus Villanova, and that'll also be played on Saturday. So the first game will be played at 4 o'clock on Saturday, our time, Kansas-Villanova, and then the other semifinal is Duke and North Carolina at 6:49 Saturday night. The winners, of course, will play for the National Championship of College Basketball on Monday, April 4th. And then college basketball will be done, and we can turn our attention to counting the number of days till Bulldog football.
Well, we have baseball and softball.
Well, I do know that. Yes, we have Bulldog football right now, or baseball and softball right now. So why don't you go ahead and get into it? Let's recap our previous week in Bulldog sports.
In baseball, the JV 6, Goddard 6 in the opener. It was a tie. And JV 10, Goddard nothing, nightcap. Sal Puentes tournament. Cleveland 7, Artesia 2. If we could take back the bottom of the 5th inning, we would have won.
Yep, that's right.
Once again, errors cost us. Then Academy 9, Artesia 6. The game was a coulda, woulda, shoulda as well. And Bloomfield 8, Artesia 7. Bottom of the 7th, with Artesia the home team. Cody Watson doubles to lead off the inning, but we just couldn't get him across.
Yep. Let me do this, Barking Guy. In that tournament, Cleveland and Rio Rancho wound up playing for the title, and Rio Rancho beat Cleveland 4-3. Carlsbad played Valley for 3rd place. Carlsbad won that game 8-1. Academy and Goddard played for the consolation championship, and Academy won that game 9-1. And then, of course, you mentioned the Bloomfield Artesia game, with Bloomfield winning 8-7. Okay.
FFA. ENMU CDEs. We got second in farm business management, second in floriculture, second in forestry, third in horse, third in horticultural produce, third in livestock. The number 2 team did that.
Okay.
Fourth in meats, second in wildlife, and first in wool.
Wow.
We're back, we're back getting firsts in wool. Long time ago, we were the wool champs.
That's right. Now we're back.
Now we're back. This week in old-time radio history, March 31st, Earl Grasser was born in 1909. April the 1st, KSVP aired Rush Limbaugh for the first time in 1991.
And people thought we were kidding because it was April Fool's.
Yep.
Let's see. What was the lineup that day? We had, I guess we called it Good Morning Artesia. That would have been from 6 to 10.
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh from 10 to 1.
Yep.
Alan Combs from 1 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Farber from 4 to 7. And I'm trying to remember who we had on from 7 to 11, because then we had Larry King overnight till 4 a.m., and then we would have had Dr. Joy Brown from 4 to 6, I think is how we were doing the lineup that day. Well, who'd we have it on in the evenings? Do you remember? Well, you weren't here.
I wasn't here.
We tried a lot of different people. We had Gil Gross. We had, what's her name? She was on the Today Show until they made fun of her and she left. Deborah Norville. We had Deborah Norville had a show that we carried in the evenings for a while. There was Gil Gross. I can't remember who we had on, who we launched with in 1991. Of course, we've had Armed American Radio Daily Defense and Clyde Lewis for a number of years now. It's kind of settled in as our nighttime lineup. Mm-hmm. When Larry King retired, we had Westwood One had a number of different overnight hosts that we had in that time slot. And most recently, we had the Red Eye Radio guys, but wasn't really happy with the Red Eye Radio guys. And so we put George Norrie on, who took the place of Art Bell. And, but yeah, that would have been, we would have had ABC News. We would have had Paul Harvey. So yeah, that would have been 1991. That would have been 31 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
And April the 2nd, Jack Webb was born in 1920.
Now, is this the Dragnet guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Sergeant Friday.
He wrote a lot of those. What was his background? Did he have a law enforcement background?
I don't think he did.
Yeah. You said that was Jack Webb, right?
Jack Webb.
And kind of that dry delivery. Am I thinking of the right guy?
Yep.
Okay. Very serious, down to business.
Yes.
Let's see. Jack Webb. He was born, as you said, in 1920.
Mm-hmm.
Died in 1982 at the age of 62. His father left home before he was born. He was raised by his mother and maternal grandmother in dire poverty that preceded the Depression. Making things worse, Webb suffered from acute asthma from age 6 until adulthood. Webb's great love was movies, and his dream was to direct them. He began in radio, first as a disc jockey. What happened to it? Then as host of a comedy show called Believe It or Not. Finally, he was Pat Novak, Private Eye, his first true success. A small role in a film noir classic that he walked by night, and that led to the creation of Dragnet. Okay, we're going to take a break. You got more on that list there, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right, we're going to be back with the Barking Guy as we think more of Jack Webb, who was born April 2nd.
News this hour.